What readers most commonly remember about JSN's classic exploration of the liberty of thought and discussion concerns the danger of blank. So there's our first blank. What is the danger of blank? We read, in the absence of challenge, one's opinions grow weak and flabby. And that's the key here. So there's danger of lack of challenge, and you get comfortable, and therefore things get flabby. And the word complacency means exactly that. You're self-satisfied. You don't worry about the future. If things are fine for now, that's it. And so in terms of ideas, if you're complacent, you say, yeah, I think I'm right, whatever. You stop really worrying and thinking about your ideas. You just accept them to be true, and what happens? They grow weak and flabby. Now, if you know complacency, especially in this context, you're really well off, because these other two words are really difficult. They don't show up too often on the GRE, and tendentiousness means partiality. So even if you did know that, that may trip you up, as we're going to see in a second. Though here it's not the answer. Complacency obviously is. Fractiousness means irritableness. Doesn't relate to the context. But now let's go to the second blank here. Mill had another reason for encouraging the liberty of thought and discussion. The danger of partiality and incompleteness. Those two things. What do they both mean? Well, now I can define what partiality means. I've written out here. To be partial is to be biased, to lean towards a certain side. So partiality, bias. Incompleteness, something isn't complete. So what's going on here? Well, let's read on, and when we get to the second blank, it says the danger again of partiality and completeness, since one's opinions, even under the best circumstances, tend to be either biased or incomplete. Which one? Well, we look at the answers for the second blank. The first one is embrace only a portion of the truth. Aha! That matches up with incompleteness. And E and F neither mean bias. So we know that, maybe bias comes up later in the sentence. But for now, answer choice D matches up with the incompleteness. So that is one of our answers along with answer B. Finally, the third blank. Well, and because opinions opposed to one's own rarely turn out to be completely blank. Well, you're biased to your own ideas, and so, interestingly enough, ideas, even if they're very different from yours, they rarely turn out to be completely what? Well, completely wrong. And the reason we can come up with this word is because we don't want our ideas up here to get weak and flabby, because we want to be challenged by other ideas. And even if they're opposed to our own, they rarely turn out to be completely wrong. Okay, so we may be partial or biased to ideas, but that's fine. But accept opposing ideas because they're rarely completely wrong. And then it says it is crucial to supplement one's own opinions with these other views because they're rarely completely wrong. And now we look for a word that means wrong, and we have erroneous. And you can see there are our three answers. Now, this is a tricky one as well down here because we have the word antithetical, which means opposite. And notice there is even that word opinions opposed to one's. But it's not necessarily that the opinions are opposite. They are just different. But you could even say, okay, they turn out to be opposite. But that's not really what's being tested here, whether or not they're completely opposite. But the thing is, they rarely turn out to be wrong or erroneous. So that's what's here for the context. And again, our three answers are B, D, and G.